The legacy of the trio, and I might be overstating it, but is they were the group that probably more dramatically than anyone else, the musical entity more than anyone else, who to me carried pop music into what became first folk and then folk rock and then hyphen rock. And I don't believe it would have happened the same way without the Kingston Trio. Because I know that when, to put this in context of myself, in the mid-50s, I was listening to songs like Dark Moon and Mockingbird Hill, and I liked acoustic guitar, and I liked rhythm, and I liked group vocals, and I liked Mary Ann, and I liked the Terriers version of Banana Boat song, and things like that. And I had a friend who was really into rock and roll. He had Nervous Norvus records, and he had the copy of Young Blood, and he would show me these things. He had a record player that played 45s only. I mean, this guy was invested in contemporary rock music. And sometimes I even had trouble identifying with the things that he would play for me. And he was babysitting at somebody's house around the corner, and he says, "You got to hear this record." And I says, "What is it?" He says, he starts describing it. He says, "These songs are about all different kinds of things, and some of them are funny, and then some of them are Spanish." And he pulls out the first Kingston Trio record, and he put it on. And I thought, whoa, I'm hearing this from you? And this guy fell in love with folk music and the whole idea. And it wasn't so much any given song, it was the mood, the atmosphere, the environment. And in retrospect, as I look at what that was, the Kingston Trio took the essence of folk music that had always been there, the essence of comedy, which is based on let's look around at life and see what's funny, and let's take these two things and marry them together in a way that is stylish and clean and easily absorbable, but not sterile. And there were a lot of people singing folk music they just put you to sleep, and the Kingston Trio never put me. If I wanted to go to sleep at night, I did not put on a Kingston Trio record. I could put on Simon & Garfunkel later, or Donovan, or whatever, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but something energetic would hit you in a trio record. And they taught me that, and they taught us that. We Five Records were the same way. We didn't want to do all just one thing. So that legacy, then you can't hear anybody who had an influence on pop music, from Brian Wilson to Lindsey Buckingham to, pick somebody. It doesn't matter who it is. They all started out like I did, standing with a guitar, listening to the Kingston Trio record and learning how to play those songs. And they all, the ones who were talented and creative musicians, went beyond that. But as they measured what they were doing against what they knew to be good, that was the model that was there. So that musically, that's one part of the answer. Another thing, and this is really my own little thing, but I'll never forget the first time that Mike Stewart took me and said, "Lay down on the floor." And he had just bought a portable record player, and he put a speaker beside each one of my ears. And he put on a Kingston Trio record. And he said, "Okay, now just close your eyes," and he played this record for me. And I just sat there transfixed, and we got both of us, he'd already discovered, he says, "You can hear Dave here, and you can hear Bob Shane here, and you can hear Nick, and their guitar is right with them." We could listen to those things, and we could study those records, and it wasn't guesswork. We could tell exactly what they were doing. And then coming into this studio, the first time we did a recording and playback, same thing, stick the speaker right in front of your face. It's not hard to tell what's there if it's right in your face. It was headphones before there were headphones. And the Kingston Trio also made that happen, because you'd get a Beatle record and you couldn't tell what they were doing because all of the stuff that was mixed over here on one side, and yeah. So those two things, just those two things alone, had a dramatic impact on how music went and how it got created, and we're all in their debt.